there, this is Victoria. I'm your BIM mentor, and today I want to talk about what I learned studying BIM at the European BIM A Plus Master. At the time I did this master, you had the choice of studying in 2 out of 3 universities. The first is the Politecnico di Milano in Italy, which is no longer part of the master as of 2022. And you had the option of studying at the University of Ljubljana in Slovenia or the University of Minho in Portugal. Now, what did we actually learn? I'm sure that's what you want to know. The course is divided into 7 modules, and each module takes about 3 weeks in total. In a typical university structure, you would have several modules running concurrently, and then you kind of have to juggle them and write exams at the end. But this was a bit different in that you had to sort of finish one module before going to the next. It's kind of like a waterfall approach to studying. So you would have one module running for 3 weeks, an assessment at the end, and that would be the end of that module. You'd immediately move on to the next. The 7 modules covered everything I think a BIM professional needs to know to excel in their career. The first one, management of information in BIM and management of collaboration in BIM, kind of covered all you need to know about, say, ISO 19650, business processes, LOD matrix, defining the information requirements, the BIM execution plan. What are we actually doing on this project? And how do you be a manager in BIM? Because I think this is something that's often ignored for the more technical requirements of a BIM manager. A BIM manager actually needs to manage people. As much as we know, we can't be everywhere at once and we can't be on every project. So learning the skills to transfer that knowledge to a team is crucial. And this module sort of gives you some of those tools to help you on your journey as a BIM manager. The second module was more focused on BIM modeling. And this is how do you use Revit to make parametric families that are intelligent, families that you can customize the parameters. And also we kind of did a quick interoperability check where we would model each discipline, that's architectural, structural, mechanical, electrical, and so on, and have them federated in one model and do like a clash check. And we also looked at the IFC in detail, like the IFC structure, like what even is the IFC and what even is Express? Express is the language the IFC was written in, by the way. And that was really interesting for me because prior to this master, fun fact, I had done a master in England at the University of Sheffield, and my thesis was on interoperability and the IFC. So getting to study it again with the knowledge I had gotten from my dissertation was really exciting for me. And if you want me to talk about that in another video, just comment below and I'll do a deep dive of the IFC for those who are interested. The third one was parametric design. Yay! Yeah, we did a lot of Dynamo and Grasshopper, learning how to work with parametric, visual programming to make the kind of structures we wanted. This wasn't really necessarily buildings, but the goal of the project was to do something that you could do a generative design approach to. So whatever you did, you had to generate a couple of options and let the software sort of optimize for the best fit. That was the goal, is how do you start with an idea and get to technology to optimize and generate options that give the best fit given a set of constraints and parameters that you had to define. And that was really exciting for me. I did a kind of shell Kangaroo project where I used Kangaroo and Galapagos to sort of help me with the optimization part. If you want me to talk more about that project, please leave a comment below and I'll do a video on that very soon. And then the 4th module was on interoperability, and not just with technology, but with people. How do you get all these different people with different skills and backgrounds to collaborate on a project? And how do you actually work with the tools you have so that everyone doesn't have to necessarily be on one software, say Revit, So that was really interesting. We got to cover some non-architecture, engineering, construction topics per se. Like we learned a bit about SQL and managing databases. Interestingly, the BIM model is actually a database, and knowing how to use SQL or knowing how to manage databases will come in handy if you ever actually have to do any data management with your model. And then we also learned about, IFC XML, which is a file format of the IFC that you can actually edit as a text-based program. And then you have the history of the internet, how technology actually affects construction, and all these sort of less technical topics that can improve the overall cohesion of how we work with technology as professionals. The fifth module was 4D, 5D, 6D BIM, which is exciting for most people on here, I am sure. It was about scheduling and adding the element of time and cost to the model, how to generate quantities. Again, back to the ID thing, because with quantities, you want to ensure that what you're assigning to the element is kind of attached to the ID, and whether that's using a classification system like, say, Uniclass or master format, or using an in-house system where your specifications have been sort of decided on by a specification writer. The sixth module was on kind of rehabilitation with BIM. So this was focused more on historical buildings, which are quite popular in Europe where we did the master. How do you preserve a historical building, a building that's 1,000 years old, with BIM? It's quite different in requirements and even precision. Because for historical buildings, even being wrong in your model by an inch can ruin 1,000-year-old artifact, and you don't want that at all. So precision is important. Having a kind of rounding up of decimals to, say, 0.01 precision is kind of important to define. It's not good enough that, oh, the Revit wall isn't where it's supposed to be on site. Because in this case, it's a historical building, and that one mistake can cost thousands and thousands of euros. I'm in Toronto at the moment, so I can't remember what currency I'm supposed to be talking about. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'm hoping you enjoyed this video, and let me know if there's anything else you want me to talk about that I mentioned in this video in the comments. Until next time, I'm your BIM mentor. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.